How to sell on Amazon in the UK step by step. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 7 steps involved if you're looking to sell on Amazon.co.uk. This is a simple, no nonsense, no waffle video. So let's get started right now. So I'm here on Amazon.co.uk and step 1 is understanding the why. Why are you looking to sell on Amazon? And the first thing you need to know to understand that further is to actually check and see how well people are doing selling on Amazon. So let's do that together right now. So I'm here on Amazon.co.uk and let's say I search for a product, for example, fairy lights, like the ones you can see in my background. Now these are products that sell for around 12 or 13 pounds, but as I scroll down, you can see here, using my software, the monthly revenue figures for some of these listings. For example, this particular seller here, selling a 2-pack of fairy string lights, this particular listing is making £60,000. That's in sales and that's an estimate. And that's where product research software actually comes in, but more on that in just a minute. So what you need to do is basically think about the last time you ordered something on Amazon. Most of you watching right now are Amazon customers, so you will have bought something on Amazon.co.uk. In fact, I would wager that near your front door right now, there are boxes piled up sitting there. Now, a lot of people don't realize when they first hear about selling on Amazon, I didn't know this when I first started a few years ago, most of the products, well, the majority of the products selling on Amazon.co.uk is not sold by Amazon, it's actually sold by third-party sellers. Let me actually illustrate that to you. So we were having a look at fairy lights and I talked about the revenue figures, which you can see here. These are just estimates for every single listing here. You can see here, these are the pictures of the various fairy lights and you can see their title and the amount they're selling for, £11, £12, £9, etc. You see the monthly revenue here, but if I scroll to the right, what you'll see here is seller type, the type of seller that currently is selling on that listing. And you can see here it says FBA, FBA, FBA. But if I scroll down, you will actually see some other types as well. Now, sometimes what you might see here on the seller type is AMZ. So let's do another search just to give you an example. So every morning when I wake up and every evening before I go to bed, I use Sensodyne toothpaste. Some of you may also use the same. But if we run the software on these particular listings, then you'll see something very different. Have a look at the revenue figures. These listings are doing very well. However, look at seller type. It says AMZ. That's Amazon. Amazon are actually selling you this particular product. But on the previous search, let's just go back to it again. You can see it says FBA. What that means is a third-party seller like me is listing a product on the Amazon marketplace. Amazon is actually sending it to you as a customer, but we get charged by Amazon a commission to actually sell on their marketplace, but it's still our product. It's not Amazon's product. So let me put it a different way. When you buy this 2-pack fairy string lights, when you purchase it, and you can go online right now and purchase it from Amazon.co.uk, you are paying £9.34. This particular seller, just like me, is getting the net profit from that sale. And what they get is £9.34 minus the £3.64 in Amazon fees. So Amazon will take that cut and then the remaining £5.70 will get sent to that seller's business account. I mean, there will be a delay and more on that later in this video, but basically that's what they get. So you as a third-party seller, if you wanted to sell on Amazon, you can do the exact same thing. Also note, more than 50% of the products you see on Amazon.co.uk listed by third-party sellers like me. So over 50%. That means the majority of the stuff you buy on Amazon that's near your letterbox, that is sold by third-party sellers. And this is how we make money selling on Amazon. So in step 1, understanding the why, the reason you should be involved in the Amazon business if you are interested is to make money selling on Amazon by listing your products on the Amazon.co.uk marketplace, giving Amazon a commission, but then you getting the rest of the profit. Next, why is there all this buzz around selling on Amazon? Amazon is now approaching a $2 trillion company, so one of the largest companies in the world. But what's the deal here? Why do we have to sell on Amazon? Why can't we buy products and sell them somewhere else like eBay or open up a shop or something like that? Well, the big deal with it is this. So this is an example you can see here. This is a box of the same fairy lights. So that's what the box looks like. Now, if you're opening up a shop and you want to sell these fairy lights, you have a few issues. One is trying to get customers to come to your shop just to buy fairy lights. Another issue is to run your shop, your brick and mortar store, you need to pay things like commercial rent. You need to pay bills, electricity, gas. You might need to hire a whole set of staff. You then need to pay obviously for the products as well, but also deal yourself with any refunds, any returns, etc, etc. This costs a lot of money, and that's known as overheads. So if you're looking to create a business, you want to try and minimize the overheads. That's why people sell online, because you don't get any of those costs. So basically, these products I would be purchasing from a supplier, could be from anywhere. You can even get your supplier in the UK, or it could be, for example, from the Far East, Indian subcontinent, Africa, South America, etc. It doesn't matter where it is. You will buy these products and you will then send them to an Amazon fulfillment center, and then they will deal with all of the customer inquiries and send the products off for you. And you pay them a commission for that. But remember, you don't need any fancy office. You don't need a whole set of staff. You can run this on your own. You don't even need to be doing this full time. You can do it in your spare time. So you can do it as a side hustle. That's again answering that question of why would you want to sell on Amazon? And then the other big bonus compared to other online stores, for example, Etsy, eBay, etc., is you can sell in a much higher volume. And like these particular products I'm showing you, you can actually track and see how many sales they're making per month. So what does that mean? That means you can go after those products that people actually want. People are actually buying on a consistent basis rather than the products that they don't much care for. So what do you need to sell fairy lights like this? Well, the only real thing you need is an internet connection and some sort of device, preferably a laptop or a computer. And I know you have an internet connection because you're watching this right now on YouTube, and I'm sure you're on TikTok every day and Instagram and all of the other social media sites, Facebook, etc. So that's the minimum requirement. So there should really be no issues there if you're watching this video. If you don't have a device, you can buy a used laptop online somewhere, for example on Amazon or eBay, and that's you set up. As long as you've got an internet connection, you can get moving. That's why people say businesses like selling on Amazon or other online businesses are great, because they are flexible. You can run them from anywhere in the world as long as you can connect to the internet. So step number 2, you need to look for a product to sell. And as we go through this step-by-step 7-step process, just remember, product to Amazon to customer. Product to Amazon to customer. Find a product, learn how to send it to Amazon, and then learn how to rank it on Amazon so that you can find customers and they'll purchase it from Amazon. That's the simple kind of 3-step process. It's really that simple. So now we need to look for a product, and to do that, you can randomly search for products here as well. But just remember, you need some sort of software to actually find out how many sales a particular listing is making. One of the tools I use is called Helium 10, and I'll show you exactly how to use it now. Now, if you're interested in discounted Helium 10 access, I have a special link below. I'm partnered up with Helium 10, and for that I get a discount for my viewers. So how do you use it? Well, this is Helium 10 Black Box Amazon Product Research. What's really great here, we're on amazon.co.uk. I can actually type in something here in the filters, and this software will actually search through the entire Amazon catalog for me to find products that I could potentially sell. Now, you may have an idea already for a product you want to sell, but that's not the way to do it here. You still need to verify your idea by checking whether there's enough demand here on Amazon, and also that there's not too much competition. Very important. So as an example, I've just typed in here, I want the product that I'm looking for to be minimum of £3,000 in revenue, and it needs to sell on amazon.co.uk between £10 and £20. And the review count to be a maximum of 20. More on that in just a minute. Now, if I click on search, it comes up with many different product ideas. Now, what I also want to add here, you can see here in advanced filters, what I want to do is I want to add the number of sellers on a particular listing. So if I change this to max 1, for example, what that means is it's not a product like Sensodyne toothpaste, which anybody can sell on Amazon, although Amazon always wins the buy box. Again, more on in just a minute. I want private label listings, people like me who are selling as FBA. They're making their own listing and then they're sending their products to Amazon. So if I click on search here again, I can now look through the different product ideas. For example, you've got these dog toys. These are garage hooks, bike wall mounts, chessboards, LED light up dog collars, etc. Not stuff I would have come up with on my own. That's why I use this software. And what's really good is I can see what the monthly revenue estimate is here. So how much they're making in terms of sales per month. But why did I select reviews maximum 20? The reason for that is I want to limit the competition. And these listings for me, they are what's known as proof of concept. In business, proof of concept is I want to find another existing seller who's recently launched his product, got a few reviews, but is already making good sales on Amazon. Because when I first launch my product, it's not gonna have any reviews. So I'm gonna be starting from scratch as well. I don't want to be looking at sellers that have 7,000-8,000 reviews, because it will take me years to get to that level and it's difficult to compete with that. Let me explain it a little bit more. Let's reverse it again. You're an Amazon customer, I'm sure, or a lot of you are. When you're looking at these fairy lights, are you gonna pick one that has no reviews or one that has 200 reviews? So I'm sure you see what I mean. The way it works on Amazon is it's all about social proof. So those listings that have more reviews and positive reviews, you're more likely to purchase it. Which is why you should always be looking for niches where there are products doing well with less reviews, because then it's easy for you to launch in that particular niche. So I hope that makes sense. But if you have any questions at any time during this tutorial on how to sell on Amazon in the UK, please comment below. Okay, so let's get on to step number 3. And step number 3 is to find a supplier. So now that we found this product here, this LED light dog collar, let's use that. It sells for £12. The seller's making around 4,000 per month in revenue, which is a decent figure. So let's try that. Now, just a reminder, your supplier can be from anywhere. It could be your neighbor. If they have lots and lots of LED dog collars lying around, buy it off them at a good price, send it to Amazon and sell that product. Doesn't matter where. But most of the products most Amazon sellers purchase are from Alibaba.com, which is a massive website like Amazon, based in China mainly, where you can actually purchase these products direct from the manufacturer. So if you type into here, LED dog collar, it's free software to use, click enter. I see listings here for the same dog collars, LED effect dog collars, and you can see how cheap a lot of them are. You can buy them for as little as 50 cents or $1. Now, we were just looking at that listing before and we can see it was selling for £12. So which is about $15, $16. So you can see their profit margin already potentially could be very good. Now, the other thing to think about, let me just open the listing here. When you're looking to buy something to sell on Amazon, and by the way, you can see here, the reviews are not even that good, but they're already making really good sales. So this potentially could be a good product to source and sell. What's interesting here, if you scroll down, using the same Helium 10 software, link in the description below if you're interested, it gives you a breakdown here, revenue calculator. Now let's say we actually buy this, not for $1, but let's say a little bit higher. Let's say it costs us £1 per product. Well, then Helium 10 will give you a net profit calculator here. It'll tell you that the Amazon fees are £3.34, estimate. So we would be left with profit of £7.65. Now likely the product cost is going to be a little bit higher because we have to pay for shipping as well. So let's say it comes up to even £2 per unit. Well, even then you're going to be left with a profit of £6.65 per product. Now, what do you do with that number? Well, let's say you sold 100 of these per month. Multiply the 100 by 665 and that's £665 in profit per month for this particular product. Now, how many can you sell of this? Will you sell only 100 units? We don't know. So let's have a look. Let's search on amazon.co.uk for LED dog collar and let's see what the best listings are doing in terms of sales. So type directly into the top, LED dog collar. And you can see it pops up straight away. And by the way, there's some other useful keywords here. More on that in just a minute. So let's click enter. So we're seeing some listings here, very similar to what we were seeing on Alibaba.com. That's great to see. And the selling price is very good. So you get some selling for 15, 16, 17 pounds. If you're a dog lover, this might be an interesting product for you. Now let's use the product research software again. Now look at the revenue figures, very healthy looking revenue figures. We're getting massive numbers here. If you can see that, 23,000, 20,000, 45,000. Massive volume of sales in this niche, which is a very good sign. But we do have to be careful with competition here because you can see the review count on some of these listings running into the hundreds, even thousands. Now that does not mean you can't sell here, you just need proof of concept. Look at this listing here that only has a review count of 24, but is making over 6,000 in revenue. Let's have a look at that one. Very likely those listings that are doing well with less reviews, they've done something to differentiate, to make theirs stand out a little bit more. Maybe it's a functionality of this particular dog collar. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's the strength, maybe it's the type, maybe it's the size, etc. You have to think of some way to differentiate your product. So step 4, let's say we've done all of that and we're ready to order from our supplier. We need to make one of these listings, and to do that, you need to register for an Amazon seller account. So to do that, I'm here on services.amazon.co.uk. This is where you register your seller account, and it costs you for a professional account around £25 excluding VAT per month. And this is what we're talking about, Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA. And you can join the program here. You can click on and join. Now to do this, you need to have some sort of business entity. Very easy to do here in the UK. You can either register as a limited company or as sole trader, so self-employed. And then what you need to do is create a business bank account and give all of those details to Amazon. Now, when you first register your account, you don't need any of that. You just need some sort of business entity, your name, address, a passport or driving license proving who you are, and then you can start listing. But to fully verify your account, which takes a few weeks, you do need those extra details. Now, if you want a separate video on exactly how to do that step by step, please mention that in the comment section below, and if enough people ask for it, I'm more than happy to do a tutorial on that. So once you've got your account up and running, what you're going to do is basically you're going to create a listing much like this. And what you need to do here is you need to get images. You need to get at least 5 or 6 images of your product, decent quality images as well. You need to create your title, and you need to create these bullet feature points. Description is less important, but you'll also need the product description. Now, a lot of these details you can get from your supplier, but the real trick when it comes to optimizing your listing is to get the right keywords in here. Now, notice before, I said I was going to come back to it, but earlier we actually searched for LED dog collar, but if you put a space after, you can see the other keywords that people are searching for. The reason Amazon suggests these is because more people are searching for LED dog collar small or dog collar waterproof. Makes sense. I'm here based in Manchester in the UK, and it rains all the time, so waterproof would be handy. And if the one that you're ordering from your supplier is waterproof and it is USB rechargeable, then you need to mention all of these things in your title and your bullet features, etc. So that is step 5. That is the listing optimization. And these images, they look very fancy, but you don't need to go overboard with this. You can actually get professional images from your supplier as well. You can also pay somebody to actually make professional images for you. In fact, it's a service I offer my students. And the thing about the images is actually more important nowadays than even all of these bullet features, because most people are actually purchasing these products on mobile. So you're probably purchasing your Amazon products on your mobile phone. And when you do that, you're likely flipping through images. So it's actually more important to add text here about how your product works in the image rather than anywhere else. So I hope that makes sense as well. And by the way, if you're interested in a comprehensive training program, it is in the description below. And we currently have a special promotion on that if you use the coupon code below. With our program, I take you through all of these steps, but in a lot more detail. Now, you don't need to pay for an Amazon training program. You can learn all of this yourself. However, what the course does is it condenses all of that information for you, so you can learn a lot faster and in a more structured way. And the other thing is it can help you avoid mistakes when you're selling on Amazon, because it is a little bit more complicated than other business models. And the way I do that, the way I teach my students, is I warn them of mistakes I made when I first started. So it's all from my experience. And also I share on the training program the exact strategies that are working for me right now in terms of finding the best products, trying to make the listing stand out compared to my competitors, and how to actually launch the product. More on that as well in just a minute. Before I discuss that, I want to discuss the winner of the Helium 10 giveaway. This is something that I ran as a promotion on my last video. So you'll see there a random generator below, and if the winner could kindly contact me on admin@amazonwizard.co.uk, I can arrange that special coupon code for you so you get Helium 10 software access completely for free. And by the way, I will be running regular promotions on this channel, so make sure to be subscribed turn on your bell icon, and that way you'll get notified of any new videos I put out. So step number 6 is to actually send these products to Amazon. Let's discuss that. I did mention before, product to Amazon to the customer. So how do we get those products from Alibaba.com, from our supplier, to an Amazon fulfillment center? To do that, we need to create shipping labels. And we can only do that once we've actually listed our product. In Amazon Seller Central, it actually shows you, after listing your product, you can actually then create the shipment, and that will create the carton labels you need to send your products to Amazon. Now you can send them from your home address, or you can ask your supplier to send them directly to Amazon. Now I have separate tutorials on my channel showing you exactly step by step how to list products, how to send them to the Amazon fulfillment center, how to launch your products, etc. So please make sure after watching this video you actually check them all out. They're very comprehensive and very easy to follow. Step number 7 is launching your product on Amazon.co.uk. So eventually your product listing will show in stock. Now this is the next challenge, and one of the biggest ones for brand new Amazon sellers, because they just don't understand how the Amazon A9 algorithm works. What do I mean by that? What's an algorithm? Well, here on Amazon.co.uk, if you type in LED dog collar, there's 240 results, for example, that you can see. How does Amazon decide which ones to show first and which ones to show second and which ones to show on page? You can see here, it goes to page 5 and lower. In fact, let's click on page 5 and you can see here some listings with only a few reviews or no reviews that look like brand new products. In fact, let's see how well they're doing. You can quickly see here that they're making a lot less sales. Some of them hardly any sales every single month. So why is that? What's the difference there? Well, the challenge is trying to get those products ranked for your keyword. By ranking, I mean showing higher for LED dog collar. You want to be in the top 1 or 2 pages on Amazon, not on page 5 or even lower. And that's the challenge. And that's where you have to use launch strategies. For example, Amazon sponsored ads, for example, doing giveaways, vouchers, other deals, lightning deals, other promotions for your product to try and boost the number of sales. Amazon will show at the top those products that are not only selling really well, converting really well, but doing a lot of volume of sales. Now we can kind of shortcut the process by artificially making it look like we're doing a lot of sales at the beginning, if that makes sense. And also the conversion. What does that mean? It means the number of people who click on your listing, like I'm clicking on this one, the number of people who look at a listing, so I'm one person now. Let's say if you looked at this listing as well, that would be 2 people. Did either of us buy that product after looking at that listing? Out of every 10 views, if 1 person purchases, that's a 10% conversion rate, 1 out of 10. And you need to try and make sure your conversion rate is high. On some of my products selling on Amazon, the conversion rate is higher than 50%. That means for every 10 people, 5 or more people actually purchasing the product. And that's where very good listing optimization comes in. That's where a very good price point comes in. That's where lots and lots of reviews and social proof comes in, and other vouchers and deals, etc. That's the skill there. If your conversion rate is too low, Amazon don't want to show you high up in their search. Why? Well, because they're going to lose money. If people are viewing your listing but nobody's buying it, how do Amazon make any money? It's better they put you at the bottom and they show some of those other listings that are doing really well. Now you might then say, well, Sajad, how am I going to compete with these people who have lots of reviews? Look, there's people launching brand new products every single day with 0 reviews and getting ranked on the first page. Amazon will give you a chance. There's a honeymoon period when you first launch a new product of about 3 or 4 weeks, where you get that opportunity to actually get eyeballs on your product. But you have to make the most of that opportunity, otherwise you will languish on page 5 or 6 or page 100. So that is it. That's how to sell on Amazon. 7 steps to selling on Amazon. But the key here to understand is there is a lot to learn. It can feel overwhelming, but take your time, be patient, and get started. Just think back, how many years did you spend in school or in university and then getting a degree to do a 9-to-5 job? Many years of training. And it shocks me how many people then come onto something like Amazon FBA and aren't willing to spend even 10 hours to research how to do this properly. You need to spend some time on this. And to be honest, with online businesses, you need to get on it right now. Things are moving rapidly, and a lot of the brick and mortar stores you see around you everywhere, they are closing down and shutting down. And that trend, unfortunately, it will continue. There's less and less staff required to do these types of jobs. For example, running an Amazon account, one account, you can easily do yourself. Up to, I would say, 10 to 15 products, you can easily manage yourself. I would even be hard pushed to say you can actually do that all part-time on top of your 9 to 5 job, as long as you're prepared to at least spend a couple of hours every day responding to buyer questions, etc. Now, if you have any other questions on this, please mention them in the comment section below.